So we are going to start seated today, which is more common in restorative yoga. Just adjust my screen so I can see a little better. So you find yourself a comfortable position. It can be seated on a chair because there are a few little twists, and also we're going to take one leg behind on these before, you know. For some people it's more comfortable with the hips especially to be seated on a chair. So we'll just take a moment before the activations to arrive in this session. Bringing the awareness to your breath. You can hear any funny little noises. It's the dog just bringing her awareness to her breath. And getting in that mood. You've got nothing to do but breathe and stretch and go with the flow, literally for an hour. And indeed, if you bring the awareness down to the belly, you'll be working mainly with this area, Savasana chakra, water elements, lunar power instead of solar power. And we're going to enjoy Chandra Namaskar, salutation to the moon. So just enjoy perhaps today for a change, instead of having a great long breath through the spine, let's take some belly breaths. Big deep belly breath. And while you do that, I'm going to let my dog out. And then if you just lengthen the back of your neck, open the eyes to the ground, and then uncurl your spine so you come upright again. And we're just going to begin with some seated activations for the spine and the shoulders. You just come forward a little and give your shoulders a nice little shuggle each side. Almost have like a little seated cat there. And then come round to one side. Just tuning in, you know, if you need to turn your head. Which parts of the spine want to flex. How you are through your shoulders. Just feel. All of these sessions are all about loving kindness to your own body. I'm so tempted to be working out and keeping fit in a way that sometimes can be just a little tiny bit damaging. Can you feel that? I can feel it down here. This is because I've been doing Warrior 3 outdoors. It's so nice to stretch that muscle. Lovely. Kindness to yourself. So bring the spine upright. I'm just going to make some gentle twists to each side. Breathing in and turning to one side, not forced. Not too active. Come back to the centre and turning to the other side. And come back to the centre. And we just make a little side stretch, just opening up into that arc. This is going to be great for when we do Chandra Namaskar in a little while, and the other side. Breathe in through that flank So you're going to take one leg behind you and leave the other in front. It's lovely when you're sitting on the chair. You can just stretch one leg out behind you. Another lady who's not here today usually does it sitting on the sofa rather beautifully. And so the same again, we'll start in front. Work your way round. Open up as well, breathe in. You can sigh it out. Go down to the leg behind you. Open up that flank. And just bring your spine to a lovely, natural length. So inhale, turn to the leg that's behind you first. Front, breathe in. And turn to the other side. Nice feeling on the hip. Move in that direction. And back to the centre. We'll swiggle around. I love these. We did these, we might do them again tomorrow. Every Friday seems to be boiling. We did these outdoors at the mushrooms as our activations. And how lovely we looked. What a nice time we were having. And round behind yourself first. And the other way. Oh, I missed the opening up. We'll go back that way and open up there. Breathe through that rib cage. Let's go the other way. Bring your spine to a lovely, natural pose. Your shoulders are relaxed. Inhale, turning to the back leg on the exhale. And the other way. See what your hip wants to do there. Mine wants to sort of just come forward there. So we're going to just continue to activate the spine, and we'll just revise one little tiny posture before we go into the flow of Chandra and Namaskar. Salute to the moon. I've got my lovely piece of onyx here that a friend gave me when I moved into the house. She's an artist near here, with Lorraine, and she's imprinted a little moon on it, so that nice flowy feeling. So does my water. So yeah, we're going to work with cat gently. If you would like to have anything under your knees, it will come in handy to have a blanket for Chandra Namaskar as well, because we do tend to kneel. You can do it without kneeling on one knee. You can stay on both. I like to have a blanket onto my knees, especially as it's restorative yoga. We're just going to take a bit of extra care. If you like, do not put too much strain on your wrists. Just rolling up the blanket. And if you really don't want any weight on the arms and shoulders, just show you briefly, you could do your cat with your hands on your chair, which takes the weight right off the shoulders. But I just bring my wrists up a tiny bit. No strain, all gain. But my fingers are a bit lower there, there's less of an angle there at the wrists then. And just give your hips a little movement side to side, and your spine a little banana movement first before we start. So we're going to work from the tailbone to the crown. We start by just tucking the tailbone under, and then try and see if you can move one vertebra at a time. So I'm about halfway. The shoulder blades come apart, and then finally the head drops. Breathe out now fully. Really let that lovely arch leave the head there and begin to lift the tailbone. Right, you've got headlights on your bottom. So now you're full beam at this stage. Head's still there. Wriggle through, still keeping the core engaged lightly. Shoulder blades come a little bit together. The neck and the head extend away. Don't be tempted to bring them backwards. That's just not very nice for your cervical vertebrae. And start again with the tailbone. Just see if you can isolate one vertebrae at a time while I let the dog back into the room. What? Come back in. Give her the option. So, although we're moving very slowly today, the idea is that when you're fully flexed, that your belly button's up to the spine gently and you're breathing out. And that when you're fully extended, your breath might not be quite long enough if you want to move slow, but as you get to the full extension, you can just breathe in and lengthen from the tailbone to the crown. So now we're going to work with a twisted cat. Sometimes it's called threading the needle. So what we do is we take the arm, we just make sure that you're nice and square, shoulders above the wrists, knees below the hips, and a lovely flat back. Take one arm out to the side, take a lovely big breath in, really sort of extending from the spine, and then tuck it under the shoulder as you breathe out. See if you can just, doesn't matter if you just want to come to your elbow today, whatever's comfortable for you. If you can get to your shoulder and have your head on the mat, it all becomes very relaxing. You might want to sort of just take your hand here, but not if it feels, you know, that you're creating any torque in the shoulder. And then help yourself to come back out, breathing in. Like you're just stretching your wings out. Come back to the mat. Take a breath in between. Let's go the other side. So extend your wing right away, right to the fingertips, and then just curl it up under the armpit. Again, you can go to the wrist, you can go to the shoulder, your head may come down. It may help to have a cushion. Not have to go so far. If you want to, you can take your hand off the ground and place it behind the back. Only if it feels good. And then extend out to the side and place the hand on the mat. And we'll just rock back into a little shaft, a sort of extended one I'd recommend at this point, just to let the bottom come to the heels. So we're going to revise our Sphinx posture and how we can work with that in different ways for different purposes. Of course, today it's all about restoring full strength. So I'm going to lie down. It's quite nice for some people to have the blanket there still for the hips to rest on, hip bones. And we'll actually start, we'll just notice these muscles. If you place your palms, your hands by your sides and your palms turned up, we're just going to activate our trapezius muscle. I don't talk into my mat, but you can rest with your forehead on the mat unless you really need to see me. But we're just going to raise the arm and the shoulder first off the mat, a couple of centimetres. And then just move the fingers down towards the feet. So the shoulder blade is brought up and down. A bit strenuous for restorative yoga, but we'll just hold that for a moment. So we've identified that muscle. And then lower the shoulder. Breathe out. Try the same on the other side. So you'll just, I'll do it the same side so you can see me better. We're just lifting the shoulder off the ground, 2 or 3 centimetres, maybe more, wherever it goes to. And then just wriggling all the way down from the arm to the fingertips, through the shoulder blade. Feels like it's moving down. You're actually engaging the lower trapezius muscle. And relax that down. Try it again with both if you want to. So you can lift both off the ground, move them down. Just keep breathing into the tummy. And then lower the shoulders. Great for that sort of effect we get with age sometimes. The weight of the world on our shoulders. And just sometimes bring them forwards. And we just identify that muscle. I'm kind of doing a mini sphinx already. That's what I'm on to next, but only really so I can see you. So to come into sphinx, we just have our hands shoulder width apart, and the thumbs are about level with the eyebrows, and your forehead on the mat. Now in that position, just try and breathe into the belly for a moment. Breathe hard into the belly. As you push, you'll feel a corset of muscles switching on. Try it again. This is a really cool way to switch on your core, Sphinx or Cobra. If you have your toes touching, just rock your hips so that your hips and your thighs and your bottom is not joining in with this movement. It's all about the muscles in your back. So forehead on the mat, push the belly into the mat, and then visualise a light going up from the base of the spine as you breathe in to the crown. Take another breath in, lengthen through the sternum. Draw the hands back a little. We won't go too low. Release the buttocks. Mine just switched on. And I have to remember to switch them off again, because I'm just going to draw my spine elegantly through that space between the shoulder blades. Lower trapezius engaged. And then breathing out. And back down to the mat. We're going to try that once more with the turns, that were lovely turns and some relaxing that we're going to use in the sequence in a moment. Push the tummy into the mat. Come up into your sphinx, onto your elbows. Breathing in, look down the right side of your body. And back to the centre. Just a gentle pressure on the hands, like you're just drawing yourself through there. And then looking down the other side of the body. Breathing out. You are like one of those Egyptian sphinxes, just surveying your kingdom. Nice when you're at home. I'm sure we could all lie here on the mat for quite a lot longer. I promise we will. But for now, just help yourself back up to kneeling. In fact, we'll just come back through a lovely little extension and a little shiggle. Keep everything nice and relaxed today. So, we're going to work with Chandra Namaskar. It's a firm favourite. I'm just going to ask my son to see if you can entertain my spaniel, who is quiet all day long, except for when I'm teaching yoga. Mom? She doesn't know what she wants. So, have a little drink of water if it's hot in your house. It's very hot in mine. Got a lovely fan on. We're talking all about the water element today. So keep yourself hydrated. So Chandra Namaskar is normally done kneeling. You don't have to start kneeling right down. Obviously, if it's more comfortable for you to be kneeling up. We are coming to kneeling up, so it's comfortable for me to start down, but you can start up or down. And we will be coming onto one knee. It is not like Surya Namaskar, the sun salutation, in that our runners aren't going to be huge and everything is going to be quite soft. There is a beautiful twist involved. So in the interests of softness for your body, be careful which twist you choose. It's kind of a case of where you go to. If you are doing enormous runners, which you might like, absolutely fine. When we come into the twist, you can take it right down to the foot and create that. And then when we go the other way, again, it can be the inside of the foot. But it's rather nice on a hot afternoon to keep the runner a little bit smaller. This is how I should probably be doing it today. And to rest the forearm on the knee instead of going to the foot. And what we're doing in this part of the sequence, we're going through the phases of the moon. So here we've got a beautiful crescent moon. And then we end up with a crescent moon the other way. So the best bit of this sequence, and the point at which you may find a moment of stillness, is the breath out, where we come, we open, and we breathe out. And there's one of those lovely drew, what we call still points after the out breath. And of course, this is the full moon. This is the Instagram photo where you're holding the full moon, reflecting over some beautiful water. It's all about coolness, reflected energy, not huge bursts of energy, just beautiful flow. So we start with the hands at the heart, kneeling up or down, whatever's more comfortable for you. We're going to take our time with 3 breaths. Bring the awareness to your breath. Let it become a little bit longer. Let it go down into the belly. And then you come up to kneeling up. So you can either stay on both knees if you don't want to go onto one knee, or you can come into a nice little runner. Turn the fingers forward, pushing the arms forward. Now inhale and exhale as you turn the palms upwards. Just lift the gaze a little, look at that beautiful moon. Inhaling, exhaling, the arms come down in front of you. Take another in-breath, and this time on the exhale, come into a twist, either to your foot or just gently to the knee. Take a couple of breaths there. Inhale, taking the arms wide, shoulder height again, and turning the other way. Gazing up into that palm. Reflections. Arms back to shoulder height. Exhale, turn the palms upwards. Inhale, bring the hands together. Down in front of you. And then if you're not already kneeling, come back to kneeling, either up or down. And we come forward onto the mat. Ready for Sphinx. Thumbs at eyebrow, relax at the hip. Breathe out into the mat. Come up onto your elbows, breathing in, breathing out. As you look down the side of the body, breathing in, breathing out down the other side of the body. Inhale And so we're going to take it down even further into crocodile. The hands come on top of each other. Take the feet wide off the mat. Just rock the hips. Let the forehead rest on your hands. Adjust your shoulders so you're comfortable. And then lovely 3 deep breaths into your tummy. Notice how the mat pushes the breath back out again. Bring the feet back together. Take the hands to the side of the body to just push yourself gently back into whatever kind of child's pose feels right for you. And use your hands to help yourself come back up to kneeling with your hands at the heart. Take 3 lovely relaxed breaths there. And then as you come back up again, we're going to work on with the left side now. Turn the fingers forward, bring the arms forward. Inhale as you open. And exhale. Lovely full moon. All that gentle, reflected energy. Put your hands above your head, back down in front of you. Take them wide again. I forgot to bring my left foot forward. I'm demonstrating it without. That is an option. It's quite pretty actually. We'll take the left arm to the left knee. Gaze up at the right arm. Of course, you can go to the foot if you want to. Come back, bring the arms to shoulder height. Take it to the other side. Breathe out. Lift up on the in-breath into that beautiful crescent moon shape. On the in-breath, bring the arms back to shoulder height. And exhale, let the shoulders soften down. Inhale, exhale, and come back to your heart center. And just slither forward onto your mat, ready for Sphinx. Toes touching, engage the core on an out breath. Rising up onto your elbows as you breathe in. Looking down the left hand side of the body. As you breathe out. Float down onto your mat with a lovely sigh, creating a crocodile, Makarasana. Rest the forehead on the hands and just take the feet as wide as you can off the mat. Breathing into that belly. The toes back together, hands to the side of the body, and just enjoy a nice little stretch back. And use your hands to help yourself come back up to sitting. Hands at the heart. 3 gentle breaths there. Oh, just love it. So, you know, you can watch this on recording, and if you like it, whenever there's a beautiful moon and if you've got space in your garden, you can go out and have a salutation to the moon. So I'm going to work now with a wide leg forward bend. So you need a few cushions. I've got my amazing, seems to get floppier and floppier, this thing, but it's very functional. I might have a cushion as well. Just take a moment, there's no rush, just find a few good props. We're going to have a wide leg forward bend, which is sort of another way of doing the same thing as you do in child's, in a way. Just really giving yourself a big hug. That one on there, I think. So I'm sitting on my cushion and blanket too, because that's going to take the strain off my hamstrings. You can keep your legs slightly bent as well if you want. So you can wrap them around your cushion. Build yourself. That's it. Doreen's building a little house there. It's going very well. Get yourself something that you can really snuggle into there, and you can hug your cushion into your belly. And so this is, we're going to really relax all the muscles. You have actually used quite more muscles than you usually do, probably, for restorative yoga. So you use the lower trapezius, the longitudinal muscles. So we're just going to let the whole back. You can sort of, you might even want to lift your tummy sort of up and over a bit. And just let yourself come into. For a lot of people, this is more relaxing than child's pose, because you're not on your knees. Let your head drop down. Close your eyes if you like. Sigh each out breath. And you'll notice, because you've probably cuddled everything quite tight, it's quite hard talking. It's quite hard breathing in. But when you breathe out, the cushion is just, I'm just going to relax my legs a bit. The cushions just help you really let go of that diaphragm muscle. Sometimes we hold on to. Just the shoulders and your arms, adjust anything you want to just allow all the muscles, and you should feel a nice release in the lower spine without too much strain. This is technically not advised if you've got lower disc problems, but it's much more relaxed than the child's pose, where you've properly got your bottom on your seat, because there's not quite so much weight on the disc in this position, but you still get to just flex every little bit of your spine. As you breathe out, just feel like there's a waterfall flowing over the shoulders, head and neck. Each out breath, letting the shoulders rest down a little bit more. You might find now that you can just move your arms a tiny bit so that there's even more release. And you should feel a lovely gentle flexion of the lower spine. If it doesn't feel quite right and you want to try it another day, it might be having more cushions under the bottom. Takes a bit more pressure off the hamstrings. You could even roll up a towel under each hamstring, behind the back of the knees. Right your way. If you're on recording, just pause the record and experiment. Letting go. Awareness at your belly. That centre where we can allow joy, enable joy. Think about the word enjoyable. It has the words, if you change it around, it has the words enable joy. You have to just sometimes allow it. Bubble up inside. Always there, it's just sometimes hidden by all the other things going on. I could stay there a long time. We've got one more beautiful posture to do before a deep relaxation. So be really kind to your body, help yourself really gently out of that position. The next one's even more relaxing. Can't get enough of this, can you tell? So we're going to have a bit of legs at the wall. Now we're not going to worry about getting into a shoulder stand particularly. If you haven't got a wall handy but you've got a chair handy, it could be legs on the chair. It's nice to have a blanket under you. It's not quite as crucial as with the shoulder stand because we will, we won't be putting any weight on the shoulders particularly. I'm just going to turn my mat to the wall, but if you just take a moment and find a chair. In an ideal world, your blanket, you end up getting one that's permanently folded so that it's the length from your vertebrae, the middle bit of your neck, just above your shoulders, down to your tailbone. And you want that right up close to the wall. You could have two, if you want to do this and take your time, you could have 2 or 3 blankets. And then it's really fun if you're doing the wall. It's a really elegant move to get up there. But legs on the chair is awesome too. Just whatever's comfortable for you. But if you want to do legs up the wall, the trick is to get your bottom right up close to the wall and then swing your legs up the wall. I hope you can still see me. There you are. So if you when you're used to these things, your blanket's just the right size, you should end up with your shoulders on the blanket and your head on the mat. So you probably don't need a blanket over you today. Sometimes it's nice having a little heavy cushion on your tummy. Or a heavy book even. We did do that, didn't we, a few weeks ago? And then you can just breathe into the book and it pushes the breath back out, helps your diaphragm relax. So we'll just stay here because we're going to do a breathing exercise. So don't put anything heavy on today, but another time. We're going to work with the breath a little into deep yogic breath. So begin by identifying the different apparatus that you have for breathing. So we've got the diaphragm, we can breathe into the belly. Just practice that. Maybe put your hands on the belly. Notice the movement there. And then if you come a little bit higher up, I'm going to call this one middle ribs. And you can breathe into the ribs, maybe not quite as much as the belly. And you can push the ribs upwards and outwards, out to the side for me, it feels like. Just notice what that feels like. And then we've got the upper ribs and collarbones. There's not so much there to play with, so don't breathe there for too long. But it is important, because often our neck muscles hold on to that part of the breath, the sternocleidomastoids. Just clench up a bit and don't let go, so you get stale air at the top of the lungs. And we really want to, improve our breath as much as possible. So we're just going to work with that as a 3-part breath first of all. So breathe out fully first. Breathe into the belly, the middle ribs, and the upper ribs. Breathe out from the belly, middle ribs, and the upper ribs. Breathe into the belly, middle ribs, and upper ribs. Breathe out from the belly, middle ribs, and upper ribs. And just keep going with that for a while. Find your own pace. So kind of counting 3 for the in-breath, 3 for the out-breath. And both start with the tummy, with the diaphragm. And now if you want to, try putting an extra count in after the end of the out-breath. You just pause before you start again with the in-breath. So I'm breathing into my belly, my middle ribs, my upper ribs. Breathing out from the belly, the middle ribs, and the upper ribs, and wait. And breathing in again. And just allow your breathing to come back to normal. Of course, we've had all that venous blood supply returned from the legs. It's really good for your circulation and your heart. So if you've got your legs up the wall or on the chair, just find a way to elegantly come back down again. You're just watching. And you may need to move your mat a tiny bit or just shuggle backwards. I invite you to lie in Savasana for the relaxation. But of course, if it's uncomfortable for you, find another lovely, comfortable position for yourself. So take a moment to really let your body get into comfort. If you want a blanket, bring in my candle. If you want any cushions under the knees, you know, this is your time to be really super comfortable. And if it becomes uncomfortable or you just want to move, you can do that. That's absolutely fine. We're just going to begin by stretching and releasing each of your muscle groups in turn with the breath. This switches on the relaxation response. So beginning by pushing the heels away from you as you breathe in, And then as you breathe out, relaxing with the ankles and the legs. And now pointing the toes, stretching the front of the legs as you breathe in. And relaxing. Allowing the legs to rest again. On the next in breath, squeeze both buttocks tightly together and holding the breath. And then let go. As you next breathe in, push the breath up into the belly, pushing the belly upwards and outwards. As you breathe out, bring the belly button gently to the spine, spine to the mat, and then just let it go. Take a soft and gentle belly breath in and sigh it back out again. As you next inhale, breathing into the chest, draw the shoulder blades behind you and hold. And let go. And then on the in-breath, raising the shoulders up towards the ears and shrug them away again. Bring the hands to the side of the body with the palms turned up. Raise the arms just a couple of centimetres off the ground and turn, keeping the arms straight, just turn the whole arm towards you, right up to the shoulders. Turn the arms away again, bringing the shoulder blades together so the palms turn up. Stretch through the fingers as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, let the arms float back to wherever is comfortable for you. On your next in breath, raise the head a little, bring the chin to the sternum. And then let the head rest back down. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, let the head turn to one side. Inhale, bringing the head back to the centre, and exhale, turning the other way. Inhale, bringing that head back to the centre, letting the head become heavy. On your next in breath, take a yawn if you want one. And as you let it go, allow the jaw to soften, allow the tongue to rest on the palate and through the whole of the throat region. Now squeeze the eyes, nose and mouth up tightly. Make some funny faces if you like, and then just let the features of your face soften completely. And finally raising the eyebrows up towards the crown, and let the brow soften again. We're going to move on to the second stage of relaxation, using the power of your imagination to allow yourself to relax more deeply. Visualise a golden ball of light, warm and soft like the rising sun. And bring this image close to the sole of your right foot. As you take your next gentle in-breath, you can draw warmth and softness through all the muscles and joints of your foot. Allow warmth to spread through the ankle joints and saturate the whole of your calf muscle. with warmth and softness. Visualise this golden glow radiating all around your knee joint, soothing and softening this joint, warming the thigh, the front of the leg and the back of the leg. And give your right leg permission to rest completely, heavily and deeply. Bring the awareness to the sole of your left foot. And bring that image, that golden ball of warmth. So that as you gently breathe in, you draw warmth and softness through all the muscles and joints of your foot. Allow warmth to spread past the ankle joint and saturate the whole of your calf muscle with warmth and softness. Visualise this golden light radiating all around your left knee joint, soothing and softening this joint, warming the thigh, the front of the leg and the back of the leg, and give your left leg permission to rest completely, heavily and deeply down onto the mat. Now, as you gently breathe in, draw this golden softness into the belly, into the spaces, the organs. Allow the warmth to spread to the muscles of the lower back. If you can just spread out there a little on your mat, melting down. Warming the muscles on the right hand side of the spine and the left hand of the spine, melting down into the mat. The warmth spreading across the shoulders, warming the right shoulder, unraveling, unwinding, easing any pockets of tension as you allow your shoulder to rest completely. Warming the left shoulder, unraveling, unwinding, easing any pockets of tension as you allow your left shoulder to rest heavily. Bring your awareness to the palm of your right hand. As you gently inhale, visualise this golden light, filling the palm, radiating to the thumb, to each of the fingers, spreading through the muscles and joints of your right arm, as you allow it to become heavy and rest completely. Bring the awareness to the palm of your left hand. And as you inhale, draw golden light into the centre of the hand. Allow it to radiate to the thumb and each of the fingers. Allow warmth to spread through the muscles and joints of your left arm as you allow it to rest completely. On your next in-breath, fill the heart space with golden light. Allow it to spread shoulder to shoulder, creating space there. Allow this sense of spaciousness to spread through the throat region as the muscles of the neck let go. Allow a golden glow to spread across the face, allowing the lips to gently smile at the corners, allowing the corners of the eyes to gently smile. Bring the awareness to the back of the head, softening the muscles there, and across the crown of the head. Rest now for a few moments in this stillness you've created for yourself. Each out breath, resting more deeply, supported fully by the earth below. You may wish to affirm to yourself, I have everything I need. I have everything I need. Now gently bring your awareness back to the crown of your head. This time visualizing vibrant white, refreshing light. As you inhale, draw this energy into each and every brain cell, renewing and revitalizing the mind. Create a river of white light from the crown, cool and refreshing, down to the tailbone, through each disc and vertebrae. Take a few deep breaths into the lungs, refreshing and renewing the heart and lungs, these vital organs. And allow this energy to radiate through both arms to the fingertips, revitalizing the muscles and joints. Take a few deep belly breaths. And visualize any areas that might need it, filled with bright white light. Allow this energy to radiate through the lower limbs to the tips of the toes. As you begin, feel yourself coming back into your body, wanting to move, making whatever movements you need first, wriggling fingers and toes, having a stretch. And then when you're ready, come onto your side. And slowly helping yourself back up to sitting. We'll rub the hands together. A little massage. Raindrops feel a bit too violent, don't they? After restorative yoga, we'll just be gentle. Oh, give yourself a hug. And have one in each eye. Namaste.